welcome back to Computers for the Completely Clueless. I'm Keller.
Kim Cavanaugh.
And we're continuing on with our exploration of the control panel.
How to take control of your Windows computer to make it look and behave the way that you want.
And right now we're in the letters A. We're looking at the different
talking about appearance, right? And
we're talking about resolution here.
Right. Now, let's talk a little bit about what resolution means. Basically,
that's where you wanted to go.
That's where I wanted to go, Lee. Because if you look real closely at your computer screen, what you're going to see is a series of dots, right? And each one of those is called a pixel.
Yep.
And the more pixels that you put on the screen, the smaller things appear. Now, it kind of seems weird, right?
And the more detail you get at the same time.
So the higher the resolution becomes, the more compact those pixels become. Things decrease in size, but you increase in the sharpness and the clarity and what you're able to fit on the screen.
And you give up a little bit if you're looking for those big letters.
That's exactly right. Because the bigger the pixel, the bigger everything appears to be. The smaller pixel, the smaller they appear to be.
Now, we'll probably get in trouble by experimenting with this.
Well, let's don't apply it.
We have to apply it to show it.
Yeah, so when you bring that up, it gives you a little preview there. And more than likely, people at home have a higher-end monitor. And typically, when you first set up your computer, it's going to pick the resolution for you.
Yeah. Now, when you do apply this, one of the things that comes up is a little test area.
Right.
And if you mess it up, don't touch anything, because after 15 seconds, it will go back. And I'm going to apply this now. And you see we got this really, really tiny thing happening up here.
It's still showing on the screen.
And we're not really sure how good this is.
It's got the countdown.
And 7 seconds.
6 seconds, our computer is going to blow up.
Yeah, well.
No, it's not. It's not going to blow up. It's just going to reset back to what it was before.
Right. So if you do something like that and you mess it up, just don't touch anything.
And of course, there's
it'll bounce
a cancel button too. I mean, if you wanted to cancel out and just kind of start over again, that's.
But I've actually seen resolutions where I've set it and my screen went black.
Yes, and sometimes that will happen because there's a piece of hardware inside your computer that translates all that information into what you actually see on the screen. And if you pick a resolution setting that's not compatible with that piece of hardware, sometimes you'll get a black screen. So just relax, take a deep breath, wait 15 seconds, it'll change. So you change the resolution on the left by sliding that slider back and forth.
It's real easy to do.
Right, and then of course we show the little picture there, and there are actually 2 monitors.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because even though a lot of our viewers are novices, sometimes they like to buy some really big-end stuff.
Yeah, I know, and you might want to have 2 monitors.
I love it.
Yep. Yeah, and they're very handy, so you can have different kind of workspaces set up on each monitor. Or in some programs, you might have part of the program on one monitor.
Not typically for the novice user.
No,
but
not
somebody
typically.
Will, your grandchild or somebody comes out and sets it up for you. I mean, if you're a kid, you probably know what you're doing already, and you have 2 or 3 monitors.
Absolutely. So this would allow you to change from one monitor to the other. We don't have a second monitor, so we don't have one to choose from. Now, the other thing that you can do here is also set your color quality.
Yeah. Usually, I really recommend high most of the time.
Always go for the highest quality that works on your computer. So on this computer, it happens to be just a 32-bit highest quality, and that's what you want to leave. Now, in terms of resolution, you basically have to decide what works best for you. You may have some trouble using some programs. For instance, Google Earth. We saw is if you have the resolution set too low,
it doesn't like it.
It doesn't like it. Some graphics programs won't.
Graphics programs like bigger stuff. They won't fit.
They won't fit inside the window. Some web pages won't fit inside the window, and you might have to scroll left and right. So if you're finding that that's the case, then one of the things you want to do is check the resolution. See if you can raise it up. Now, if you're having trouble reading the screen without having great big thick Coke bottle glasses,
or those accessibility things, they were great.
That we talked about last week. You can reduce the monitor or the monitor resolution, and everything will appear larger because you have bigger, fatter pixels.
And as we said, some mice actually come with that in. We found this thing the other day, and by accident, Courtney had to help us out. Yeah, we're gonna. If I click this little side button on the mouse,
there we go.
A
little magnifying glass.
And this is great. I mean, I really like this.
I wish I had one of those in real life, like for the phone book and stuff. I could just click a button and everything would be.
You see how easy it is? I mean, I just click with that side button there, and it brings up that magnifying glass. So
that's pretty cool.
So you could actually go to a higher resolution, something that gives you a better image. But when you have to read it, you could pull up this this little mouse thing. That does it for you.
Slide that again for me too, because I think most people on the resolution here. Let's check the screen resolution. Not that one. The little slide, the resolution slider there.
Okay, there we go.
I think most people probably are going about 1024 by 768 these days.
Basically, this will detect what the highest resolution is that you can handle with your monitor and your graphics card.
And their hardware, right.
Yeah. So what I always do is I go as high as I can. I want the highest level resolution because I get the best image.
Well, you do get the best image. I can't read anything at that high resolution.
Well, that's why you've got the magnifying glass.
Thanks. I don't want to mess around with that either. So I usually strike a happy balance somewhere between the other.
Now, we've got this up here, but we talked about another way to get to that. Whoa.
You forgot to change the resolution.
Yes, I can just say no, and it jumps me right back.
All right.
Okay. If you're on your desktop and you right-click with the mouse button.
What do you mean by desktop?
This whole area that you bring up in
so
Windows.
when your computer first starts up and you don't have any programs open,
that's your desktop.
You see that wallpaper there, that's your desktop. Okay.
So we right-click on that. You go down to Properties.
Okay.
And that will actually bring you to the same place we just were about all the different...
All the display properties, desktop, screensaver, appearance, and settings.
So a nice little shortcut. You don't have to go through the control panel every time.
Right.
And what most people use this for is going over to their desktop because they got a new picture that they wanted to make for their desktop background.
Cool. Very nice.
Okay, let's go back to our control panel a little bit. Let's see.
All right. So we're in Appearance and Themes. We're going to go back, clicking the back button.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to use the classic view.
Okay.
And we said we would talk a little bit about automatic updates because those are a little important. Yeah. This is a real quick and easy one. Check automatic updates. Have it, pick a time of the day when your computer's usually on. I leave mine on all the time.
Okay.
And have it do this because you want to keep it up to date.
Why?
When Windows has a fix for a potential problem or potential invasion or something, you want to have your computer protected. This keeps you up to date on the latest thing that they've made for your operating system.
Now, if you choose this one, the automatic update, what it's going to do, it's going to query Microsoft to say, is there something new from Windows that I should have?
Yep.
And it's going to come back and it says yes. And with automatic, it's going to automatically
download it and install
it. Now, sometimes you might be prompted to restart your computer.
Yeah, but you just got out of that clueless area there.
Right. You think?
Yeah.
No,
because a lot of times it'll restart it for you.
So if you come in and use your computer and you've got this set it every day, I think once a week is probably enough.
Okay.
In my opinion, that's how often
that's a good opinion.
Do you check yours every day?
Twice.
Twice a day.
In the morning and in the evening.
You must be very worried about things, Lee. I don't know. They don't release updates that often, do they?
No. Well, sometimes I miss them.
Right, but there are other options there, and automatic is probably the best one to use for most folks. There's another option is it will download it, but then you have to manually install it. There's another one that says just let me know that there's an update ready. So lots of different ways to do your automatic and your updates, but very important that you do update your computer.
Updates are very critical. And you know what? That same thing goes for the Macintosh platform. So we're going to be back and do a few more things on the control panel and continue with our exploration of that.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere.